Crimson blood dripped heavily from Zeke Draker's lacerated chest as he collapsed onto the frozen mud. His own kin stood above him with cold, uncaring eyes, their glowing aura blades still smoking with his life force. As consciousness slipped away, Zeke cursed the cruel destiny that denied him the innate ability to wield family aura. Suddenly, an ancient roaring presence ignited deep within the core of his fracturing soul. A massive surge of blinding white heat violently forced his eyelids open, shattering his vision. Zeke gasped for air as he sat up abruptly, realizing his hands were completely clean of blood. He looked down to see his teenage body dressed in the gray training uniform of the Draker Academy. The unmistakable, suffocating scent of the Draker household cradle confirmed his impossible regression through time. A sharp digital chime echoed directly inside his mind, freezing his frantic thoughts instantly. A vibrant neon blue holographic interface materialized out of thin air right before his eyes. The screen text proudly displayed his identity alongside a glaring warning regarding his locked aura capacity. Zeke smirked faintly as he realized his past life's elite physical conditioning parameters remained fully intact. The system interface flickered dynamically before unlocking an unprecedented specialized path titled Divine Administrator. He skimmed through the massive submenus, identifying broken high-tier healer skills that bypassed traditional aura requirements entirely. With these automated recovery skills, his lack of offensive aura ceased to be a fatal weakness. Zeke initiated a basic self-scan command to evaluate the current state of his teenage meridians. The scan revealed severe internal blockages intentionally placed by elders to suppress his combat potential. A cold wave of anger washed over him as he verified the systematic sabotage perpetrated by his own family. Without hesitation, he activated the automated system skill known as Divine Cellular Restructuring. Intense golden sparks instantly erupted from his chest, forcefully tearing through the deep physical blockages. Black, corrupted impurities rapidly seeped out from his pores, burning away into fine ash upon contact with the air. A sensation of absolute lightness flooded his body as his channels cleared completely for the first time. He tested his reflexes by throwing a lightning-fast straight punch that shattered the air with a loud crack. Even without traditional aura reinforcement, his pure physical output now far exceeded ordinary squires. A sudden heavy thud resounded as the reinforced iron doors of his chamber were forcefully kicked open. Two high-ranking family enforcers stepped inside, their faces twisted into arrogant, condescending sneers. The lead guard barked out an order demanding the trash-tier failure report to the main courtyard immediately. Zeke merely turned his head slowly, his icy blue eyes fixing onto the intruding guards with complete indifference. The sheer lack of fear in the boy's posture caused the guards to instinctively tighten their grips on their spears. Zeke walked forward leisurely, past the floating blue status screen that tracking the guards' low combat attributes. He realized today was the exact date of the clan's annual preliminary combat assessment. In his past life, this specific day marked the beginning of his public humiliation and eventual exile. A dark, vengeful thrill rippled through his chest at the prospect of thoroughly rewriting history. As he entered the arena grounds, whispers of mockery and disdain immediately spread through the surrounding crowd of elite peers. Zeke ignored the noise entirely, fixing his gaze on the center of the arena where the proctor stood waiting. A massive digital alert suddenly pinged across his vision, signaling a quest to dominate the upcoming trial. The rewards listed included rare permanent attribute points and a unique hidden skill scroll. He accepted the challenge mentally, his grip tightening around the hilt of a standard iron training sword. Across the ring, a familiar, arrogant figure stepped forward, igniting a dense aura of crackling blue lightning around his body. It was Leon Conrad, his longtime academy rival, who pointed his weapon directly at Zeke's throat with murderous intent. Leon sneered loudly, vowing to permanently cripple the clan failure right here in front of the entire assembly. Zeke simply assumed a relaxed, unorthodox starting stance, his iron sword hanging loosely by his side. Before the referee could even signal the start, Leon lunged forward, the ground shattering beneath his explosive electrical speed. The crackling electricity from Leon's sudden charge illuminated the entire arena in a violent blue glare. Zeke stood perfectly still, his eyes tracking the hyper-fast movement without a single hint of panic. The administrator system immediately flashed a bright warning grid across his field of vision. Armed with his past life technical experience, he instantly recognized the flawed trajectory of Leon's heavy linear thrust. Leon's sword tip arrived within mere inches of Zeke's throat in a fraction of a second. With absolute physical control over his center of gravity, Zeke pivoted his left heel cleanly. The blade sliced through nothing but empty air, leaving a faint trail of ozone behind. Leon quickly twisted his wrists to redirect the missed momentum into a sweeping horizontal slash. Zeke ducked beneath the whistling edge, his movements fluid and entirely unbothered by his lack of aura. While he possessed zero traditional combat energy, his refined muscle memory functioned flawlessly. The crowd of watching Academy students let out a collective gasp at the unexpected display of agility. Frustrated by his failure to connect, Leon channeled even more electricity into his reinforcing boots. He swore loudly, aiming a relentless barrage of stabs directly at Zeke's vital points. Zeke drifted through the deadly storm of metal like a ghost, weaving left and right with minimal effort. The system window consistently updated Leon's stamina levels, displaying a rapidly depleting percentage bar. Zeke knew that relying solely on overwhelming power made a swordsman entirely predictable. During a brief pause in the assault, Zeke offered a slight provocative wave of his hand. Leon completely lost his composure, screaming out an insult as he raised his sword high for a final strike. This heavily rigged assessment was designed to publicly humiliate Zeke, but the tables were turning completely. As the massive overhead strike descended, Zeke stepped directly into the opponent's guard instead of retreating. He utilized an advanced past-life healer technique to precisely locate the main node of Leon's active aura flow. Zeke struck the exposed nerve cluster with a sudden explosive burst of physical force. The violent crackle of electricity surrounding Leon's body instantly vanished into nothingness. His weapon slipped from his suddenly numb fingers, clattering loudly against the cold stone floor. Leon stumbled backward, clutching his completely paralyzed right arm in disbelief. Zeke advanced slowly, his boots clicking rhythmically against the floor with terrifying composure. The watching students leaned forward in their seats, utterly silent as they witnessed the total reversal. Refusing to accept defeat, Leon attempted to kick Zeke's knee with his left leg. Zeke simply swept his foot outward, easily intercepting and redirecting the desperate attack. Leon lost his footing entirely and crashed heavily onto his back, knocking the wind from his lungs. Zeke placed the sole of his boot firmly onto Leon's chest, pinning him down effortlessly. Looking up at the boy he used to call a failure, Leon trembled violently under the intense pressure. A bright green notification box manifested above Zeke's head, signaling the absolute system victory. The administrator system granted him a massive influx of experience points for subverting the rig test. The arena referee stood frozen, completely forgetting to announce the official conclusion of the match. Zeke removed his foot and turned away, completely ignoring his defeated rival without a single word. From the highest VIP balcony, a powerful elder of the Conrad family crushed his stone armrest to dust. The entire stadium suddenly erupted into frantic murmurs, realizing the failure of the Draker clan had just dominated an elite. Zeke walked down the dark corridors of the academy, knowing this victory would only draw deadlier enemies to his doorstep. Suddenly, the space in front of him distorted violently, revealing a hidden assassin cloaked in dense dark aura. The dark assassin thrusts a poison-coated dagger directly toward Zeke's exposed throat. Instantly, the digital administrator system flashes vibrant blue across his vision. Zeke tilts his head back by a mere millimeter to let the blade scrape harmlessly through empty air. He counters with a devastating open palm strike infused with dense high-level healing energy designed to disrupt internal mana flows. The cloaked attacker vomits dark blood as the inverted recovery magic ruptures his tightly woven mana circuits. Zeke watches coldly as the assassin disintegrates into pixelated black particles, leaving behind a crest of the pureblood faction. This blatant assassination attempt confirms that the elite High Elders are already terrified of his rapid growth. He turns away from the corridor and marches directly toward the grand trial arena of the prestigious Draker Academy. Up in the VIP balconies, pureblood nobles dressed in lavish crimson robes glare down at Zeke with open disdain. Elder Eladir steps forward, his voice booming across the stadium as he announces the commencement of the elite training trials. The crowd murmurs loudly, fully expecting the aura-less failure to perish in the first trial. The first challenge is the Path of the Draconic Pressure, a gravity-altering runway designed to crush weak bones. Zeke steps onto the obsidian path, immediately feeling a weight equivalent to 10 times gravity slamming onto his shoulders. Instead of using aura to defend like the others, he activates his passive physical control to realign his skeletal posture flawlessly. The elite cadets around him stumble and drop to their knees, gasping frantically for air under the crushing force. Zeke casually strolls past his fallen peers, his pace steady and unbothered as if taking a walk in a quiet park. Elder Elidir grips the stone balcony railing so tightly that the polished marble cracks under his fingers. A system notification pings silently, tracking Zeke's perfect physical adaptation to the intense gravity. Seeing his plan fail, a pure-blood representative named Vice Principal Kale intercepts Zeke at the end of the walkway. Kale whispers a veiled threat, offering Zeke a comfortable life if he agrees to throw the final trial and remain a servant. Zeke scoffs openly, completely rejecting the manipulation with a cold, piercing gaze that makes the Vice Principal flinch. He walks right past the corrupt official, heading straight toward the entrance of the ancient relic chamber. The heavy stone doors slam shut behind him, plunging Zeke into an enormous subterranean cavern filled with floating ancient relics. This relic trial is notorious for breaking the minds of those who attempt to synchronize with the ancient weapons. Zeke center aligns his breathing as the administrator system initiates a forced scanning sequence of the entire room. Sudden text boxes manifest in the air, highlighting hidden golden tier classes that normal awakens could never perceive. Deep from within the center altar, a massive stone statue of an ancient dragon slayer begins to crumble and animate. The animated relic guardian swings a colossal stone greatsword down toward Zeke with earth-shattering speed. Zeke utilizes his past life combat experience to predict the exact trajectory of the guardian's rigid attack patterns. He reaches the statue's chest and drives his bare hands into its glowing core, activating his high-level healing reversal. The overcharged healing energy overloads the ancient magical matrix, causing the entire stone titan to shatter into thousands of pieces. From the debris of the guardian, a brilliant golden orb rises and hovers directly in front of Zeke's chest. The administrator system rings with a glorious chime, announcing the unlocking of a unique golden tier hidden class. As the golden orb merges into his chest, a magnificent phantom of the ancient elder dragon manifests behind him, roaring silently. His previously dormant cells ignite with an entirely new breed of absolute power that surpasses normal human aura. The system completely restructures his interface, adding divine combat parameters to his broken healing toolkit. Zeke stands up, feeling an overwhelming surge of physical strength and absolute spatial awareness running through his veins. The massive stone doors of the trial chamber slowly grind open, revealing the bright exit to the main academy compound. Outside, the pure-blood elders wait confidently, assuming Zeke has either failed or been permanently crippled by the relic. Suddenly, the entire academy ground begins to tremor violently as an unexpected alarm blares from the central weapon vault. A red system warning text overrides Zeke's screen, indicating that a rival genius named Asta has just breached the forbidden armory. A blinding beam of chaotic purple energy shoots from the distant tower into the heavens, signaling the awakening of a cursed weapon that threatens to slaughter everyone on campus. The chaotic purple energy from the distant tower tears through the clouds as students run in absolute panic. Zeke stands entirely unmoved amidst the chaos, his eyes fixed on the epicenter of the cataclysmic blast. A sleek holographic system window materializes before him, analyzing the cursed energy signature instantly. The top-ranked genius Asta steps out from the shadows, wielding a massive demonic broadsword that hums with matching purple malice. Asta declares that this cursed weapon will be the instrument of Zeke's ultimate undoing. Zeke merely shrugs his shoulders, completely unimpressed by the theatrical display of dark power. With a deafening roar, Asta lunges forward, swinging his massive blade in a horizontal arc that splits the air. Zeke utilizes his past life physical control to tilt his torso back by a fraction of an inch, letting the blade skim past his uniform. Asta gasps in shock as his maximum power strike hits nothing but empty air. Instantly, Zeke taps his administrator system interface to activate his golden tier physical reinforcement skills. A golden aura erupts around Zeke, completely vaporizing the surrounding purple corruption with its pure radiance. Zeke steps forward and drives a precise high-speed palm strike directly into Asta's exposed chest. Asta spits out blood as the impact shatters his defensive armor and sends him flying across the academy grounds. The cursed broadsword clatters to the ground, its dark energy completely neutralized by Zeke's superior golden tier class power. The watching crowd of elite students falls into a stunned silence, realizing that the house failure has become an untouchable god. With his dominance over the academy firmly established, Zeke shifts his focus to his ultimate goal, forging an unbeatable arsenal. The administrator map reveals the secret location of orichalcum, a rare god-tier material hidden deep within the cursed draconic ridge. Zeke departs the academy immediately, entering the treacherous, jagged peaks where ancient dragons once nested. Giant obsidian-scaled monsters rush from the caves, seeking to devour the lone human intruder. Zeke doesn't even draw a weapon, combining his high-level healer inversion skills to turn life-giving energy into lethal decay. The inverted healing energy waves sweep through the monsters, turning their tough scales to ash in mere seconds. At the heart of the deepest cavern, a massive vein of raw orichalcum pulses with a divine iridescent rainbow light. Zeke approaches the god-tier ore, utilizing his administrator authority to mine the unbreakable material instantly. With the orichalcum safely secured in his system inventory, Zeke travels to the legendary hidden forge of the academy's secret basement. He dumps the raw god-tier ore into the magical furnace, igniting it with his own draconic soul flame. For 3 days and nights, Zeke hammers the glowing metal, combining his past life technical experience with broken system modifiers. On the final strike, a glorious set of twin daggers and an unbreakable set of physical arm guards emerge from the flames. The system rings out with a series of high-pitched alerts confirming the creation of a mythic-grade physical arsenal. Suddenly, the corrupt elders of the Draker household arrive at the forge, accompanied by an army of high-ranking executioners. The head elder steps forward, demanding that Zeke hand over the god-tier weapons and submit to execution for his rebellion. Zeke looks at the corrupt family members who once murdered him in his past life, a cold, satisfied smile spreading across his face. He declares that the time has finally come to completely purge the corrupt Draker hierarchy once and for all. The executioners charge all at once, their combined weapons creating a massive storm of lethal iron. Zeke moves like a flash of golden lightning, his physical speed enhanced to absolute peak levels by the new arsenal. Armor shatters and weapons snap effortlessly as Zeke's orichalcum gauntlets tear through the elite forces with total ease. The head elder falls to his knees in sheer horror, realizing his entire elite army was wiped out in less than a single minute. Zeke stands over the trembling old man, his newly forged weapons humming with absolute unrivaled authority. With a single definitive swipe, the corrupt leadership is permanently erased, bringing absolute emotional closure to his tragic past life. A massive system message fills his vision, confirming that the old corrupted household has been successfully dismantled and replaced. Zeke looks out toward the horizon as the new master of the dragon bloodline, ready to lead the world into a glorious new era of absolute power.